So I'm sitting in the parking lot here waiting for my wife and daughter. They're inside buying some supplies for my daughter's Sweet 16 or quinceañera celebration, which would actually be 15 in most cases, but we skipped it. We decided to combine the two for her 16th birthday. And as I sit here, I'm looking around the parking lot. You can see behind me, but in front of me I see a lot of late model cars, lots of disposable income walking in and out of this shopping mall that I'm sitting outside of. And I can't help but think about West Africa. I can't help but think about Ghana. I was actually watching a couple of videos from Abatifi, from other people. It's kind of funny when you do a search on YouTube for Abatifi. My videos are probably half of the ones that pop up at first, and so maybe it's because it knows who I am. I don't know. Maybe I've got that many videos out there. I don't know. But here's another one, right? And so I'm thinking about these kids, and I'm thinking about these families in Western Africa and Ghana. And I'm thinking about the city of Accra and Cape Coast and Elmina and Abatifi and the two villages that we work in, Yotenkarang and Adanayada, and just how much different the lifestyle is between there and here. And so I'm driving around. I've got my wife's Toyota Highlander that we're sitting in right now, and I start thinking to myself, wow, the first time we went over to Ghana, we wound up in a Toyota Sequoia. It was a rental vehicle, and there were four of us basically in that vehicle, plus a driver and our host, Emmanuel. And we're driving around, and people were literally yielding to our vehicle. Emergency vehicles, police cars with lights and sirens going, would stop at an intersection and let us pass through because they presumed we were some type of a diplomat or something along those lines. Yet that car, if I look around the parking lot here, I see cars. In fact, I see one across the lot, maybe 10 rows away. It's a common car. It's a normal, everyday thing to see that. And maybe here you'll see a high-end Mercedes or a Bentley or Rolls or Jaguar, something like that, Maserati, whatever it may be. And then you'll think, wow, that's a high-end car. But even those cars, the police don't yield to them. And so the perspective, the life perspective, is so drastically different over in Ghana as compared to it is here. We went there with the equivalent of probably a year's wages in our pockets, right? You got a couple $100, $300-400 in your pocket for the course of a trip, just to pay for transportation, food, all that kind of stuff. There's some people over there that are making $300 and $400 a year that we were working with. And so it just strikes me at the opportunity that exists for us to provide leadership. See, when you go over to Ghana, unfortunately, the government is corrupt, just like it is here, probably in a lot of ways much worse. There's much fewer controls put in place. And so bribery is widespread. You'll pull up to a traffic stop and they'll say, hey, we stopped you. You were driving up on us and we stopped you because your tail light was out. Come on, really? You saw my tail light was out during the day when my lights aren't on as I'm driving up to you. Well, it'll only be, $2. You can go 2 CDs, 5 CDs, whatever it may be, you can go. And so the corruption is just so widespread and so deeply entrenched that it's heartbreaking. But the amount of influence that somebody from America or somebody from Europe has when they walk into these communities is staggering. And so why are we not using that influence to bring about good? You walk into the churches and you see leaders there who take advantage of the poorest of the poor, going into communities and demanding lavish meals and being treated like kings when they're supposed to be servants. So we go over there, and to the best of our ability, we act like servants. We do what we can. And I'm moved. I'm very moved by the life that we have here. I've got, designer sunglasses on, a nice shirt, wearing my marked men cross, a little jewelry or something like that. Those type of things are in many cases unheard of over there. And so when we walk into those communities, if we love big, if we care big, and we teach big, we can change lives. We can change entire communities if they want to be changed for the better by pouring in the things that really matter in this life, which are love God huge, and love others huge. I don't care how different you are from me. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't even care about your faith in many cases. Love big, up and out to other people, and it solves so many problems on a global scale. So what type of influence do you have in your community, on your trips with people around you, to make a difference in lives? Do you have people who you can influence to love big? Let's change this world. Let's undo this political separation, this political divide that the United States is entrenched in right now, with neighbors hating neighbors and friends fighting with other friends on social media simply because they disagree politically. That's a bunch of junk. You're not loving big if you're doing that. The only team we're supposed to be aligned with is the human team, and the team that God put on this planet. Not some political team, not some skin color team, not some faith-based team, although there's, solidarity in numbers, and you can make a big difference if you get together, right? I just want to encourage you, love big. Do what you can right now to find somebody and show them the love of Christ.